Hello everyone, I'm Bryce Payton, EDL 852, module number 10, helping students realize their learning norms. 10 expectations. I really was thinking throughout this that teachers' expectations versus students' expectations. Have us teachers ever asked the students, what was their response to what we were asking them? And would we actually change something in our teaching for their learning from the feedback we got? 10 expectations that should have equal billing with schools' expectations of students, from the Living to Learn video. Those 10 would be relationships, relevance, time, timing, play, practice, choice, authenticity, challenge, and application. Relationships, number one. Building relationships takes effort on both ends, the teacher and the student. They have to meet each other halfway, in my opinion. Students want someone to care about them and acknowledge them. You see this every single day. Those kids that are seeking your attention, that want you to see them. And lastly, they want you to be helpful. Are us teachers being helpful to them? Relevance. Schoolwork can't just be busy work. We all know that. Teachers need to make learning relevant in any way they can and translate this to the real world. We'll get further and further onto this little topic. But it's very, very important to hook things, to find the ways to hook into today's society and also them reaching out to the real world. Time. Are we setting the pace for learning? Are students allowed to go at their own pace, or are we just forcing them to go and meet the requirements of us and our little time constraints? And are the students able to dive deeper into their learning, or is it learn it, leave it, next? And I don't think that's the best way for those kids to learn. Timing. Timing is everything for students. Are the students able to learn? Are they all learning the same sequence? Is the student that's reading at a higher level, are they doing the same, going at the same pace as students that are struggling? Are they able to learn from different learning styles, or are us as teachers, are we just teaching one style and hoping that all the kids just fit into that one mold and it works for everybody, or it's their fault? We have to look at ourselves as well. Play. Is there always so much pressure to perform for the students? We have to be able to teach things lightly, as well as try to get the maximum results from the students. The best way to learn, in my opinion, and from when I was growing up, is learning from your mistakes. Whether that be on a spelling test. I remember going back and seeing the 3 that I missed on our pre-tests, and those are the 3 that I would study, and I wouldn't miss those, but if I did miss more, it would be the ones that I didn't miss. So be able, allow the students want to be able to guess and check, as well as make mistakes and grow from those. Teaching can't be a learned and moved on idea. We can't just move it or learn it and then throw it out the back door and move on. And you have to have different types of practice. You can't just do the same exact thing. We've got to keep the kids engaged, and with technology and other things, we have to be better. And the students want that. They want to be able to see different things that they can relate to. Choice. What do the kids have a choice in your classroom? I bet if you asked them, they would probably say they don't have a whole lot of choice. And rightfully so. You can't give kids too much choice, because they would want to play on their iPads, as they do in our school. But is there any choices in the kids? What are they getting choices on? They would really like to know, or have some input in what, when, and how to learn. I see this all the time in PE. Being a PE teacher, kids want to be able to have some idea of what we're going to play and what we're going to do, or what we'll do next, or an idea about a certain game. So choice is always great. Authenticity. Is the work considered significant by those outside? This kind of goes back to what we're telling the kids. If we're relating this to real world experiences, whatever we're doing, this will give the kids something to stand behind. If somebody from the outside tells them that, oh, you're not going to need to know that, you're not going to need to do that, why are they making you do that? They can have, if we build them up into what we want them to think in the real world and doing the real world relevancies, they will be able to shed that as well and believe in it, and that will grow in their learning. Challenge. Are we just completing these just to complete them? All the assignments, are they being challenged appropriately? Are they not being challenged enough? And are we sticking to those high standards and meaningful standards that of our school district and our states? That's the most important thing. But we want to be able to challenge the kids, but we don't want to do it in a way where they're not going to really succeed in it. So application, this is very, very crucial. We have to be able to apply things, apply what we're learning in a relevant setting to real world settings in the application process. We don't want to just be all theory-based learning. This to learn this and then move on. We've got to be able to do that, and the kids want that. They want to be able to know how their math lesson is going to pertain into, the real world and so forth. And lastly, here's my conclusion with my standard correlation, relevant, and reflection, and my one resource. Thank you.